Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we'll be taking another in-depth look at two SmackDown storylines right now that have a lot of attention and momentum. These storylines obviously being Sasha Banks vs. Bayley and Roman Reigns vs. Jey. So let's start things off with Sasha Banks and Bayley. The moment that we've been waiting a lifetime for finally happened last week on SmackDown. No more endless speculation about their breakup because it's finally happening on SmackDown. Sasha Banks and Bayley got their rematch for the women's tag team titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. If you've been a fan for a while, then you already know how stories like this one often turn out. It was clear that Sasha Banks and Bayley had no chance of actually winning their titles back. It was obvious that they were going to be unsuccessful in their quest to get the women's tag team titles back. But the interesting thing here that we didn't know about was what was going to happen after that big loss. Sasha Banks gets her left leg seriously hurt during the match, so she basically finishes that match on one leg. However, the pinfall for the match was very creative and actually gave both Sasha and Bayley the blame for the loss. Nia Jax pinned both Sasha Banks and Bayley at the same time. So, we can't say, well, Sasha got pinned, she cost them the titles, or Bayley was pinned, it was her fault. They were both pinned at the same time, so that automatically eliminates the blame game of who took the pin. I like that touch, but I feel like the same outcome still could have happened with just Sasha getting pinned. Obviously, you want to protect Sasha and not have her take so many pinfalls, but her leg was obviously hurt. She wasn't 100%. So I think it would have been acceptable for her to take that pin solo. Then Bayley would still attack her, and it'll make more sense because Bayley would put all the blame on Sasha since she was the only one to get pinned. I feel like that would have gave even more reasoning to the attack after the match, but I still enjoyed what they did either way. So we pick back up with Sasha and Bayley after the match ends. Sasha Banks is surrounded by these medical professionals. They're examining her. They're taking a look at her leg. It looks like they were going to take the boot off, get a better look, but Bayley and Sasha wave them off, so they leave the ring. Bayley and Sasha are left alone in the ring, and Bayley goes to help Sasha up. But that's when she releases this massive attack on Sasha instead. This was dramatic. It was intense, and I think it really lived up to the anticipation that we all had for that big breakup moment. Bayley's beatdown on Sasha alone was like 5 minutes long, a non-stop 5-minute beatdown by Bayley on Sasha Banks to really signify the end of their friendship. It was really great. I saw one fan point out another interesting little statistic. From Sasha and Bayley's backstage segment all the way until the final moments of Bayley's beatdown on Sasha Banks, that all added up to just about nearly 40 minutes of on-screen time. So all of the Sasha Banks and Bayley content on that night nearly made up for half of the show, and very deservingly so. This story has been going on forever, so it's only right for them to have so much airtime on their last appearance together as best friends. It was beautifully done as well. Sasha Banks didn't attack Bayley first because Sasha is turning face. So, since Bayley is still the heel, it made sense for Bayley to double down on being such a ruthless heel and attack Sasha first. Bayley attacked a broken down one-leg Sasha Banks, which really establishes Bayley as the heel here, and it instantly turns Sasha Banks face. Bayley's beatdown established a lot of sympathy for Sasha Banks as well. How can anyone do that to their best friend who was already injured before that attack even took place? It makes Bayley look like such a horrible person to treat her best friend like that, but it sets up a beautiful story for Sasha to come back, get revenge, and finally take that SmackDown Women's Championship off of Bayley. So let's talk about Sasha Banks' status. WWE revealed that Sasha Banks was admitted to the hospital after SmackDown, but Sasha Banks was released from the hospital over the weekend. Of course, this is a storyline-related injury. Sasha Banks isn't actually injured, but it still raises an important question here. That question being if Sasha Banks was written off of TV for a little while. The way Sasha Banks couldn't even stand on that leg after the match, then you throw Bayley's 5-minute beatdown on top of the leg injury, it just seems like Sasha will be gone for a little while. That's how I understood it and viewed it. You don't brutally destroy a character like this and then have them show up the following week like nothing happened. I don't expect Sasha to be on this week's SmackDown, and I wouldn't expect her to be on any SmackDown episode for the next few weeks here at least. It makes sense to really sell that leg injury and sell that brutal attack by Bayley. Make it seem like Bayley's attack almost ended Sasha's career or something along those lines. Make it real dramatic and traumatizing so that Sasha Banks could have even more great reasoning to come back for Bayley with so much vengeance. Sasha would return to lay down that same sort of attack on Bayley and take that SmackDown Women's Championship away from her. So, I think it'll play out as if Bayley took Sasha Banks out for good, and we'll probably hear her say something like, "Sasha was holding me back," because it seems like Bayley's character is the type to say something like that. Bayley will go on by herself, and in a few weeks, we'll see Sasha Banks have her big return to confront Bayley face to face after she's back to being 100% healthy. I think that's the ideal situation here. Don't want to rush this match for Clash of Champions in like 2 weeks. Just stretch it out. Leave Sasha on the shelf for a few weeks and build up even more anticipation for her return and what she'll do to Bayley. Let's get into the Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman story from SmackDown. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman's opening promos from SmackDown were probably some of the best work we've seen in a long time. Loved every single word Paul Heyman had to say because it added a lot of backstory to their relationship and story. Heyman said that he didn't save Roman, but that Roman actually saved him. It was such a great promo by Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns jumped in with his words, and it was such a brilliant open to SmackDown. Now, after Big E was attacked backstage, Paul Heyman quickly talked with Adam Pearce about a proposition for a replacement to the #1 contenders match. We later find out that Heyman's replacement was Jey. Jey comes to Roman to thank him and Heyman for the opportunity, but Roman seems like he's up to something. He's very sarcastic to Jey, and it almost sounds like he doesn't really believe in him to win the match. However, Jey does the unthinkable and actually wins the match, which is well deserved. Jey has been on the main roster for well over a decade with no world title opportunities, so it's great to see him finally get one. But it still seems like something fishy is going on here with the Roman vs. Jey match. Why did Roman and Heyman pick him out and include him to the match? It just seems like they have a plan going on here that we'll learn more about at Clash of Champions. We have 2 possible routes we can go here. Roman will either truly establish himself as a ruthless heel by taking out his own cousin at Clash of Champions, or a finger poke of doom sort of situation could take place as well. That seems to be the popular fan theory. Fans believe that Heyman and Roman may let Jey think he has a fair Universal title match, but when it comes to Clash of Champions, Roman and Heyman will force Jey to lie down and take the pinfall right after the opening bell. I like that fan theory, and I can honestly see that happening. You can combine both theories as well. Maybe Roman and Heyman try forcing Jey to lie down and take that pin, but Jey doesn't agree to that, which leads Roman to fully go all out and take out his cousin during the match. Maybe they offer him a deal like lie down and take the pin so Roman doesn't have to hurt you. I can honestly see something like that coming out into play. But what are your thoughts on the Sasha Banks Bayley storyline and the story with Roman Reigns and Jey? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.